Hey everyone, this is Corey with Stafford CDC, and today we're taking a look at the Tuya Wrath. This is a newer one from Tuya, I believe, a little bit bigger than their Envy series. This one's designed by Dave Warren, and for this particular version with the frag and satin, you're looking at $249. This is using S90V. It's running on bearings. You can see Dave Warren's DW right there. It's a front flipper thumb stud with a 3.35-inch blade, an overall length of 7 3/4 of an inch, and a weight of 3.8 ounces. Now to get those out of the way, let's talk about the knife itself. You have a really nice little Timascus collar going on here. You can see all the different colors in there. Really nice little touch. And it's the only little bit of bling on this knife. I think it's a nice way to break up the monochromeness of everything, especially as the other side is plain, minus the Tuya logo on the pivot there, which is nice because it's not on the blade. Just the steel marking and the designer's mark there. Thumb studs are pretty basic and a little bit slippery. Just about my only complaint about those. They are well placed and the detent is really nice on this, so they fire the blade out with no problem. This blade has a compound grind where you can see there's a hollow ground section in here before transitioning to a flat grind up here near the point, giving you just a little bit more stability behind the edge, keeping that tip from getting too thin. That being said, talking about too thin, is that this gets nice and thin, this hollow grind, and this leads to really excellent slicing action from the sky. The cutting performance was something that I never really had any concerns about. The full blade stock thickness is almost never in play. You can see down by the thumb studs, and then just this very short portion of flat up through there. Other than that, you have the swedge riding most of the way down the blade. About 75%, maybe 80% of the blade is swedged. So this leads to a really nice cutting experience. Not to mention you also have this forward finger choil, which kind of allows you to choke up and really get some oomph behind those cuts. And it does a great job. I've always been a fan of compound grinds like this, just because from a standpoint of performance, they make a lot of sense. You're usually not cutting, slicing anyway with the tip of your knife. You're maybe finishing a slice of something up there, but more typically speaking, you're going to be using the flat, or if it's a larger portion of belly maybe, that's going to be used for slicing purposes. And having some more supporting steel behind the tip is nice if you were to stab with this. Not that I'm saying you should stab with a pocket knife and not expect some kind of damage, but there is some more steel to support that edge up there, so it's not quite as thin. This milling is quite aggressive. Let me see if I can get up and close here for you guys so you can see this. The edges of these stepped frags are just slightly beveled. You can see that this way. There's really not a whole lot of beveling going on, so these are very grippy, and you might notice them grabbing on your pants or your shorts, whatever you're wearing with this. I imagine over some time this will wear in, and this might look really nice with some kind of a stonewash going on. And then the biggest place that it will grab is right here by this pocket clip. That's where I had the most issues. You can see the clip lands kind of next to / in between these lock bar cutouts. There, it's kind of hard to show off, but it's sitting just on top of a square on the frame next to a cutout for the lock bar. So this area can kind of chew you up a little bit just because it's cut out so squarely. You can see there that there are definitely some angles going on at the top of these at the top of the frag pattern there, plus the slight chamfer on this front edge helps soften that a little bit, but just be wary that that might grab onto your pants and cause a little bit of issues getting that out of the pocket. The front flipper works really nicely on this. I have a preference on this one for using my thumb. I know some people like to do the kind of reach around thing, which you can do on this, but because of the design of the front flipper, I think you're much better off flipping it with your thumb. Kind of have to do this weird pinch thingy with your other fingers to get up and around it, opposed to just riding that thumb up and flicking it over. Ergos are pretty good. I wear a large size glove, and you can see how this fits my hand. Hammer grip is fine, even without the finger choil. Same with a saber grip, but that finger choil really allows me to spread out and have full control of this knife and utilize that whole handle there. Really nice and comfortable that way. The frag pattern, as I said earlier, is nice and grippy, so it offers a lot of grip. I really do just wish that the thumb studs had some texture to them. That way, it would be a little easier to get to them. I did find myself a few times doing this, slipping off the top before finally catching it. It's certainly possible you can hear that little rattle from slipping off the thumb studs, but once you get underneath it, it works out fine, though a texture would help with that. Reverse flick, the angle makes this for an even stronger detent just because you're coming at it kind of from way under, and that leads to a really nice deployment, which overall I find really nice and enjoyable. Now this is on bearings as well, and the action's really great. You can see the way this kind of just drops on its own. The second you depress that lock bar, it drops right to the thumb, and then with just a little shake, shuts itself. Really great, really nice, solid detent. This is a good one from Tuya. This has been the most impressive Tuya I've handled, though I haven't handled many, so that, take that with a grain of salt. But overall, this is a really impressive piece from them. Though I'm not the biggest fan of the frag, they do also have a Sagaha pattern and a diamond pattern, which is out of stock on their website right now. This is the only version currently in stock on their website. But the diamond pattern and the Sagaha certainly look like they are less aggressive in terms of texture. The diamond might be rough, actually, but the Sagaha, I can't imagine, is a very rough finish in hand. So if you have some issues with the grippiness of the frag, those might be some other options, though they're out of stock on Tuya's website, and I'm not sure about other retailers. I think I'm just going to leave this one here. It performed really well, and overall, I really enjoyed my time with the Wrath. So please let me know what you guys think of this down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy and have a great rest of your day. Thanks, and take care.